The introduction of the writer. He was born on 6th March 1927 in Colombia. His works are novels and short stories. Some of his notable works are 100 Years of Solitude, Love in the Time of Cholera, The Autumn of the Patriarch. He is also a Nobel Prize holder in literature in 1982. So some of the important words in this story are, the first one is assertive man, which means the one who is energetic, confident and matured. The second one is stream of consciousness, which signifies a character's thought and feelings. And the third one is magic realism, which means the combination of realistic things with dream or fantasy. So, talking about the main theme, the story is a story of magic realism in which the writer has used magic and reality with the stream of consciousness technique. The story describes the growth of an ordinary boy into an assertive man. In this story, using the ship as a magical element, magic and reality both are connected, due to which it is also an example of magic realism. And it is also written in stream of consciousness technique because the story contains the feelings, the thoughts of the writer when he was young, and how that thoughts changed when he grew into an assertive man. So, talking about the summary, The Last Voyage of the Ghost Ship is the imaginative story of the development of a boy into manhood, written by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. It describes the growth of an ordinary boy into a bold, matured, and assertive young man. The story deals with a boy's miraculous observation of the ghost ship. So, in this story, there is a boy who is the narrator and the central figure of the story, who once sees a ghost ship on the bank of the sea. The ship was very used and long. It was used and tall as the church. It didn't have any light and it sailed to the wrong direction. When the lighthouse failed on it, it disappeared, and when the lights from the lighthouse went away from it, it used to appear again. It was like a ghost ship which used to disappear and appear again and again. The next day, when the boy went to the beach, he saw no any sign of the ship and realized that it was his dream. He didn't say this thing to anyone. The boy was growing up every day. On the next year, on the March, the boy again saw the ghost ship in the sea. This time the boy thought that this was not a dream and the existence of the ship was real. He told his mother and the other people in the village about the existence of the sea. However, no one believed in him. His mother thought that he was mad and his mind was out of order. His mother was actually a widow and kept thinking about her husband, and she used to sit on an old chair and keep thinking about her husband. One day she went to the market and brought a new chair and sat on it every time and kept thinking about the events that she used to spend with her husband. Thinking about her husband, one day she died on the same chair. After the death of his mother, the boy became orphan. Nobody used to love him. The people in the village hated him because they thought that his mother was the one who brought the evil chair in the village. Some of the women also sat in the same chair brought by his mother, and they eventually died too. People thought that the chair was evil and threw the chair on the sea. Due to this, they hated the boy and blamed that his mother was the widow who brought the evil chair in the village. No one used to like him. Nobody loved and cared him. He had to face many difficulties and he used to live alone. Being an orphan, he has to face many difficulties, but however, he never accepted defeat. Due to isolation and anger, he became more confident, more firm, more assertive and strong. He used to see the ghost ship and tell the villagers about the ghost ship, but when the villagers went to the beach, they didn't see any sign of the ship and thought that the boy was lying and used to beat him badly. But at last, the boy got fed up and he thought of taking a strong decision of bringing the ship in the village and showing the ship to all his disbelievers. One night he waited for the ship and the ship came and he stole a boat and waited for the ship in the channel. He wanted to show the disbelievers who he was. The sheep came and he stole a boat and took a lantern with him and guided the sheep with the light towards the village church. The villagers and the disbelievers were surprised to see the large ghost ship at the last. In this way, the boy proved his adventure and bravery. Everybody believed in him. Everybody believed in him, and he showed his bravery and courage to them and showed that how mature he was. He was never confused by emotions and frightened by miracle. He faced the troubles and accepted the challenge. In the beginning, the boy was like a mud. He was innocent. He didn't know anything. He was immature. But towards the end of the story, he grew into a firm rock. Due to the difficulties and various problems he faced as an orphan, that they helped him learn to gain confidence and be more mature than before. The story presents how confidence and determination leads the boy to reach the destination of his journey in the search of gossip as he used to see in the boyhood. This proves that boy's efforts and suffering as well as determination support him to reach his destination. Here, the sheep isn't actually real. It is the symbolic representation of the growth of an ordinary boy into an assertive young man. It represents the journey of innocence to experience. The sheep the sheep didn't used to appear daily. It appeared yearly on certain night of March, which represented that every year the boy was becoming more mature and mature. The sheep used to appear and vanish several times, which represented the boy's imagination and growing vision. The arrival of sheep represent attainment towards maturity. In this way, the sheep has been used as a magical element. So in this way, magic and reality are used.